You think you got problems? You don't really have problems. I've got problems. I'm a cat and I'm broke.
Hello, happy January 28th, 2018. It's been a long day, and I have not procrastinated, but definitely waffled, not knowing what I wanted to do for the video today, kind of trying some topics out on myself, not liking them, and this is what I've settled on. It's going to be a fairly short video. I haven't put together the content for the income video yet, but I found a piece of it while reviewing some past writing, so I just wanted to show you this NPR article I found on the most common professions at different income levels, because I think that it's interesting and instructive. Obviously, at the top, we've got physicians, and we've got CEOs, and we've got lawyers, and we would expect that. Then we have this kind of manager category here, where you can imagine kind of other executives who make lots of money but are not the chief executive. Salespeople, or sales supervisors, salespeople, other financial specialists, not exactly sure what that means, maybe some financial advisors if they have enough assets. Financial managers, the people who manage financial advisors, I'm not sure. Accountants and auditors, yeah, the CPA exam's pretty hard. And marketing and ad managers. So you can see that there's some overlap here. You know, managers, so physicians typically will make over 200K, and lawyers, many of them apparently make over 200K. At the kind of 100 to 200 level, a lot of the same things. Managers, software developers. So you can see apparently not very many software developers make 200K or more. So software developer is in there. That's a new one. And then salesperson, again, lawyer, chief executive, sales supervisor, IT professional. So just like software developer, IT professional doesn't break into that 200K club. And marketing and ad manager, we saw that before. Accountant, saw that before. Physician. But we can see there are fewer physicians who make less than 200K. And then the next income tier down, managers, nurses. So nurses don't typically get above 100, according to this. IT, software developer, sales supervisor, primary school teachers, 72 to 103. Those are some qualified primary school teachers. Sales, again, accountants, police. Yeah, police need to be paid well for what they do. And truck drivers, and I thought that was interesting, especially if you get into, I think it's the oil industry. I've heard there's some good truck driving jobs in, was it North Dakota, for natural gas or oil or something like that. And you can go down, kind of keep going. I think there's some obvious things here, right? So the people who suffer for a really long time in school, physicians and lawyers, they make a lot of money. They also have a lot of debt from going to school. Chief executives up here, especially I think, typically a chief executive making a ton of money at an existing company, they probably took 20 years of working in that industry or at that company to get that level. The other way to become a chief executive is like you started the company, which means you took a lot of risk. So you either have this kind of like super dedication to a specific company for decades, or you take a bunch of risk. Now, obviously, there are other ways of doing it in terms of having other executive positions and moving around and eventually getting promoted into that position through a network. But I believe that to some extent, the fact that chief executive is up here represents kind of a risk-reward trade-off. So that's what the top looks like, a lot of education. And we go down to the bottom here, cashiers, cooks, housekeeper and maid, janitor, a lot less education. So it kind of makes sense that, you spend money on education in these different technical fields and business fields, and you get more money. or you don't spend on education and you get less money. The other thing I'd like to kind of point out here, which I think is interesting when you're thinking about education, is that salespeople are represented throughout the entire income range. And that's interesting, I think, because, well, sales is just a very popular job, period, when you look at all possible jobs. So sales skills are very in demand across all of these different industries and income ranges. And what occurs to me is, if you have a sales personality and you're going to bother to educate and train yourself in sales, don't bother entering any industries that leave you at the bottom here. Like, go for broke. Like, start in technology, start in medicine, start in law, sell something where there's a lot of money floating around, because the same skills that, you would use to sell something that doesn't make a lot of money are the same, it's the same social type stuff that you make lots of money with. For sure, drug sales is more technically complicated than, or medical device sales is more technically complicated than, I don't know, if you sold donuts down here. I don't know what there is to sell. But yeah, if you're gonna be in sales, just go ahead and try to make some money. So pay attention to where you enter the sales profession if you're intentionally going into that. I'm just going to link this article in the description, and it's going to be one of the tools in the toolbox to figure out what the right path is when someone wants to increase their income, in addition to, like, say, cost of living data from different cities around the U.S. I think that's it for tonight. I got to come up with, like, a more solid video for tomorrow, but, when I decided to do these videos for 2018, I knew that there were going to be days when I didn't have like the Book of Mormon to tell you, and today's one of those days. I'm fine with that. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the article. Have a fabulous week.